Good afternoon, everybody. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA, and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. Hava Jet is with me. Luz Cabral is on assignment. She will be back most likely next weekend as we start to run down boys basketball and girls basketball as we've been doing the last couple of weeks, actually 3 weeks in a row, right? Mm-hmm. With scores and highlights of how these teams are doing. So if you want to call them, for people that don't know or that haven't been following us, we have the privilege of having the 14-1 Somerset Berkeley Blue Raiders boys basketball program along with Coach Slater, who just found out he got nominated for Coach of the Year.
Coach.
And,
Thank you.
And we might as well tell them that Brendan McDonald also got nominated for Player of the Year. See, I wanted to say that. So, Coach, do me a favor. Turn that mic right towards you. Yep, and you can pull it towards you, too. There you go. And then turn it up. And you guys know the deal. You two guys get that one. So what we'll do is we'll have the guys introduce themselves, and then we're going to dive into all these hard questions that we have written down. All right, so, whoever wants to go first, just let them know your name and what grade you're in and what position you play for the team.
All right, my name is Max Finlaw. I'm a senior, and I play guard or wing, whatever they need me to do.
There you go.
I'm Alex Crook. I'm a senior, and I play guard as well.
Finian Bjork. I'm a senior, and I play forward.
I'm Brendan McDonald. I'm a guard, and I'm a senior as well.
Oh, you won't break it. You can turn that thing anytime.
Oh, I can turn it? All right.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, yeah, all right. Figured it out.
I should have been a little bit more specific. I would have broke it, just saying. But again, if you want to call in, 508-222-1320. They're currently 14-1. I'm going to run down their schedule for those people who have been living under a proverbial rock. I know Hava has a bunch of questions. We're going to go feed off each other. But, Coach, I thought this is a good opportunity for people to get to know you. How you started your basketball career. Did you play high school ball? Did you play in college? If you could just, educate people on that, that'd be great.
I did play in high school here at Attleboro High School. It's nice to be back in my hometown. But I did play. I loved basketball. I loved playing baseball, football, all the things growing up in Attleboro. But basketball was the one that I loved the most, but I was better at baseball, so I went further with my career in baseball than I did with basketball. But I really loved playing basketball. I loved going to practice. Sometimes football and baseball, not so fun practices, but I loved just practicing and playing constantly. I did not play anything past high school. I played in some men's leagues and stuff, but when I got into coaching, if I would have known I wanted to be a coach, I probably would have got into education for my career. Not knowing that I didn't want to coach, I didn't get into that. So, but it's been a lot of fun coaching. I got into coaching with Mark Cool at Attleboro High School. That was my first job, and then I went to Somerset Berkeley when my wife and I moved to Sonnet. It was a Somerset at the time, but Coach Chris Mendes took me on as a volunteer, and I just kind of went up the line from there and from 2000 and got the head coaching job in 2009.
Nice. I guess they're all well informed now if they're not already.
That's right. Sorry, a little long-winded there.
No, that's good. That's a good chance for people to get to know you and, what you're about and stuff like that. That's part of the segment I like to do on the show. So when you're ready, young lady.
Okay. So you guys obviously had been having a good season, great season actually. I just want to know how do you guys maintain that? You had multiple games and pretty much the scores have been like crazy. You guys are all pretty much good scorers. So how have you guys maintained the season?
I think that like the main key to our success is overall just how close we are as a team. Like we're so all of us are friends. Mm-hmm. Like Coach says all the time, like you don't have to be friends on the court. I mean, you don't have to be friends off the court, but you got to be friends when you're here. But like that's just not the case for us. Like we're all hanging out outside of basketball. We're always having a good time, and that definitely translates to the court. In the sense of like just the chemistry that we have off the court. Exactly. Like I think it's like how close of a tight knit group we are, and I think that's the biggest thing. You want to go?
Also, like our coaches, they always prepare the game for us, and they watching hours of film and always telling us what to do, and just put us in a good position to always have a chance to win.
Yeah, back to what Max said. Like all four of us, we all came from his house this morning. Like we were out together last night. Like, and it's just really fun playing together. So I mean, if you have fun playing with the people that you like, you're gonna do better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also got like we all trust our coaches, which like some teams like they may have doubt, but like we all trust what our coaches have like in game plan, and we do it and we execute it, and I think that's a key part of our success as well.
All right, so to carry on with Haver's first initial question, and we're going to have this graphic up once we edit this program for Access TV and for YouTube. They started off the season on the 17th December. They beat Great New Bedford Voc, and I usually do the stats because I'm a nerd like that. Sometimes I get it because being a sports fan, I'll like run down how much they average per game and how they blew out, and all that other stuff. So again, like people know, of course, in the greater Somerset Berkeley area, affiliated with the regional high school, they played Great New Bedford Voc on December 17th, beat them 86-65. Stayed in conference against the Aponequid Regional, beat them 80-60. Yikes! Dayton Rehoboth 81-47. And we talked about this, and I was kind of picking on them, and I wanted to figure out why they lost to Durfee. And we have a call, and I'll stop a minute. They lost to Durfee by 60-56. And here is our first call. Hi, you're first on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello? 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 Can you hear us? Nope, they chickened out. So we're going to drop. See how I dropped that call?
Yeah.
That was a professional. So I don't know what happened. No call back. Please call back 508-222-1320. All right, continue on. Then on the 3rd of May, they beat Bourne out of 66-60. That was a pretty close game. Dartmouth and Coach, you talked about Bourne. They were a pretty good team. I remember we talked about that out in the lobby early. When I first met you. Again, 66-62. Dartmouth 80-65. Seekonk 78-16-39. Then Dayton Rehoboth. Oh, that was Dennis Yarmouth Regional.
That was Dennis, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I just looked at the abbreviations.
You were on a roll, so
Yeah, you know what? I'm trying to act like I know what I'm doing. I'm dropping the ball. I'm really impressing these young guys right now. What was that? I'm sorry. Dayton Rehoboth in overtime, 87-81.
Double overtime.
Yeah, double OT. Let me see. Old Rochester, 80-55. Then they go to Aponequid. They beat them 83-53. I think that's West Bridgewater, 71-46. That's a sin. You shouldn't be playing them. Case High School, 57-31. Dartmouth, 74-55. Great New Bedford Voc. They hosted them 73-45. Then they hosted Dayton Rehoboth 84-52. And continue. That was last night. And then the remaining games, for people who want to follow them, they play on the February 4th, 6:30. They are at Old Rochester. Then they finish up the season home against Fairhaven, 6:30 tip-off. And the Old Rochester again, that's also 6:30 tip-off at OR. And then, Coach, you talked about the Falmouth tournament you have coming up on the 17th of February.
That's correct.
And that should wrap up the season. Then you go into you wait for the MIAA and their ultimate glory to come up with
That's
some
right.
type of bracket. Unless I was sarcastic. when I
We
said
also
that.
have a game February 14th.
Okay.
It's a crossover game. Most likely it's if we can keep on playing like we did, we'll play Bourne again. So what they do in our league is there's 5 large and 5 small teams, and 1 plays 1, 2 plays 2, and so on for a crossover game. So
Is
will
that
be on
like
the
for the
14th.
conference championship?
It's not a conference championship so what happens is we play each team in the large twice. That gives us 8, and then we play each team in the small 5. So
All right, I see.
That
Okay.
crossover game gives us an even amount of games. It's been a hard time getting one game with another school. So that's why we do that crossover.
Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to get off your question.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
So what do you got?
So I'm just going as a fly. I have stuff written down, but I know some of you guys play different sports. Somebody said they play golf and baseball and all that stuff. So do you feel like, once it gets to that season, like, I don't know how to put this, like, you guys obviously play basketball, so do you feel like it's hard kind of focusing on one other when the next is coming up, the next season?
Is that hard for a multi-sport athlete?
It can be, but we usually have a decent amount of time before the next season starts. So once one season ends, I'm pretty much just focused on the next sport, and that's all I'm focused on pretty much.
Is he the only one that plays multiple sports?
No,
No, both of them do too.
What do you guys play?
I play football as well.
All right, slide that mic over so we can hear you.
Yeah, me and him both play
Yeah,
football.
we play football. Yeah.
So that's a little bit of a break, though, for your body to heal, right? I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
tryouts, give some time to
yeah,
get a shot,
hit
right?
the gym,
Yeah.
break, get back in shape. Plus, they're young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's cool. Yeah, that was a great question. I mean, I do get curious on that sport with that transition, but you guys are young. They bounce right back.
So Finn broke his
Yeah.
your clavicle.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Week 9 of football, so we got him back the first week of January. So that was a nice treat.
My
we weren't sure
gosh.
how long he's going to be out.
What
so.
game was that?
It was in our the game I got hurt.
Yeah.
It was in our playoff game against Tewksbury Memorial.
Okay.
I had to play running back for the playoffs.
Yeah.
So a kid tackled me. I come through the hole. I stiff armed a kid, and so I lost all my momentum.
What position did you play?
I was playing running back.
Okay.
I'm a tight end and
Yeah.
a D end, but I had to play running back for the playoffs. So I lost all my momentum, and the kid jumped on my back, and we kind of both fell and
And you fell the wrong way, and he got up,
Yeah.
no problem. Snap.
collarbone.
I could just
Yeah.
picture it snapping.
Right.
Oh, my gosh. How are we doing for injuries on this team? Are we pretty healthy?
We're relatively healthy. We have a couple of players that are struggling right now with some ankle injuries. Jacob Laro and Caven DeSantos. I think Caven, the third or fourth day of tryouts, really popped his ankle really bad, and he just got back. Jacob just hurt his ankle, so we're trying to get him back. Jacob's like our first big off the bench, so yeah, I'm trying to get him back to be healthy. We want to be healthy going into the playoffs. That would be great.
Awesome. All right, we're going to take our first break. You can call in when we get back at 508-222-1320. We have the conference-leading Blue Raiders boys basketball team from Somerset, Berkeley. We'll be back with them and more right after this. Hey, welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station, 1320 AM WARA. We'd like to welcome everybody watching the greater Somerset, Berkeley area, and everybody else listening and watching around the country and in the state of Massachusetts. Again, we have the 14-1 Somerset Berkeley boys basketball team. They are dominating their conference right now except for one fluke loss. And we had a chance to joke about that before we got on the air. But again, you want to call it 508-222-1320. So, do you guys remember when you guys were little guys checking out, or did they have it when you guys were playing middle school ball and, elementary, where you got to see the big varsity basketball athletes? You know what I mean? Do you remember that? How that was?
Yeah. Oh, wait.
That's all right.
Yeah. So I remember when the old school was up. I remember I was at one of the games with all the rec kids. I was in 3rd or 4th. Actually, I think I was younger. I was in kindergarten. And I remember we were all like screaming during the free throws, and like the school setup, it was like you were behind the bench. So it was like all these kids playing rec basketball behind the bench, just screaming when the kids are shooting free throws for the
That's
other
awesome.
team. And they didn't have it for a while, right?
We didn't have it
Yeah.
right away when we got into our new school. We didn't have it right away.
Yeah.
But then now we've brought it back, and
Yeah.
it's been highly successful. So we're gonna keep on doing that.
Yeah, you guys are like movie stars when they come under the thing, right?
Yeah.
That must be a good feeling. you know?
Yeah. The autograph session was great last year for
Yeah,
you
that
guys.
was fun.
Oh, you had an autograph session?
Yeah, the kids wanted autographs and stuff. The
Did
younger
they?
kids, yeah.
That's so cool.
It works out really well for
You
our
never
kids.
know how their career's going to go. You never
That's
know.
right. That's
Exactly.
Right?
I think the perception of like how good like they think we are is like
Yeah.
they don't really understand like how like there's like levels to it.
Yeah.
And it's really funny like because like you high school basketball players, they don't just sign autographs. It's just it's really funny.
Yeah, but you're setting such a great impression on those little guys, And like you said, they don't know, but this is the first step to go to college, and you never know who might be watching, who might want to use you, and might need to fill a gap somewhere in their lineup somewhere and go Division III, go Division. You never know.
Yeah.
You never really know. But that's really cool. I mean, I can just imagine their faces turning, Oh, that's awesome.
yeah.
That's awesome. That's why we do this show.
Yeah.
Give you guys some well-deserved recognition. All right, whenever you're ready. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on again.
So you guys said you're obviously really close. On games that might be a close score or like a loss that you guys had, how did you guys pick each other up within that? You pick your team up.
I think it's like we always know exactly what we did wrong, or exactly what went wrong with us, and we're all like so close again. Like we can hold each other accountable and hold ourselves accountable, and I think that's very important. We all know what each other's strengths are and who's not playing to their strengths, and we hold each other accountable for that. But like you said, on a loss like that, it's just like realizing what we did wrong, and we'll talk about it right when the game's over. We know exactly, and bounce back from it, work on it the next day in practice.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the biggest strengths in our team is we're all so close, so we're not gonna get like mad at each other when we tell each other like what we did wrong. So that's like after a loss, that's what we'll do and learn from it.
Awesome.
Yeah, if you see one of our games on like YouTube, if something goes like wrong or like we're not playing to our ability, like last year Mason would do it. Like he would get us all in a huddle and he would give us like some, like inspiring word and tell us what we need to do. This year it's Max. He gets us together and we just basically discuss like what needs to happen and just motivation.
Yeah, it's like we can adjust from that like mid game too, which is something that like I think that's good that we've like figured out that we can do, because I know a lot of teams around the area get really flustered and don't know how to react. But if something goes wrong mid game, again, we'll just like group up and talk about it on the court in between breaks, and we can turn it off like that. And I think that's something that's very important to us and very big for us.
That's so cool. I mean, you're coaching basically young men, not boys basketball.
Yeah, that's what we're trying to make them into.
Right.
I mean,
into
you guys
young
have
men,
great answers. I mean, obviously you can tell why you're captain, so it just really shows the initiative, that the work you put in and how you care about your team. So that's really good. Coach, how do you pick up your team as you see stuff is going wrong?
Well, to hit on something that Max said is this group pretty much knows what they're doing wrong, or there's not a lot. Like I don't. If somebody makes a mistake, the only thing we tell them is you make a mistake, you make it at 100%. Don't be, don't go 50%. If you're going to make a mistake, and as coaches, we make mistakes as well. We try to teach them that everybody makes mistakes. It's not going to be something that we're not going to make mistakes. So we have a lot of trust. Our coaching staff is great. We have a lot of trust in our kids that they can go out and perform what we're asking them to do. And if something doesn't go wrong, against Durfee, we faced some adversity, but we didn't give up. We came back. We were down 17 or 18 points at one point. We came back. We made it a one-point game with under a minute, and we had a lot of chances in that game to. And once the game was over, I went into the locker room and hey, we know, and we move on. It's you live and learn. Like everything we do, we try to teach them in life. Everything's not going to be perfect. Everything's going to come full circle. You have to work for what you get. Nobody's going to give you anything, and we try to instill that in the kids so they know when they get out into the real world that they have to go out and get what they want.
Yeah.
So going off her question, the past captains, the past seniors, when you guys were coming up to make his club, what did you want to do different for the younger players that are playing for you now that maybe they didn't do at the time as you guys are slowly growing up to make this varsity team? Is this something that you definitely want to instill in these younger players personally?
Well, so my freshman year, like, we were, like, kind of, like, similar, like, roster. Like, we had a bunch of, like, seniors on the team. But, like, I feel like that year, like we were kind of, like, more sectioned off by, like, age, kind of. And, like,
Yeah.
this year I feel like we're more inclusive. And, like, you know, we have, like, nicknames for everybody. Like, there's kids on the freshman team called Cobblestone. Like,
Cobblestone?
Cobblestone,
That's
yeah.
not bad. That's not too bad.
And it's like there's just a bunch of nicknames, and like it's just like fun, and like everybody, like all levels, freshman, sophomore, well, JV and varsity, like they all like are able to like be together and kind of not have like any problems, and there's no like incidents or anything. Like everybody's
Nice.
like varsity to freshman, everybody's treated the same and like same amount of respect.
Yeah, I feel like there's like no like in like the stereotypical like intimidation factor, like
Yeah.
the older kids. Like no one's like that
Yeah.
here. Like it's just we're just friendly to everyone. We just have a lot of fun at practice with all the kids, and I think they have fun too.
Yeah.
Good.
Like going off what they said, you know, it's like there's varsity, JV, and freshman, but like we're not like broken up into 3 teams. We're pretty much all like one big team. Everybody's close with each other. Everybody jokes around with each other. No one's like ever felt left out. It's not like varsity's held above JV and JV's held above freshman. We're all on the same level. We're all cool. We all talk to each other. I think that's kind of something that, like you said, that's changed over the past couple of years. Like whereas the past we weren't as close with like, you know, the JV team, freshman team, or like not all the levels are as close as we are now. But now all of us are super close, and I think that definitely helps us out on all levels.
I think after like seeing how far we made it last year and how close we were, like as a team, we want to enshrine that or like put that into our program at all levels. So hopefully they can make the same run that we will.
That's really cool.
I got to say, these guys were very impressive. Even last year, taking kids aside, like when we do our tryouts, we do a couple of things, and I noticed Max and Alex doing it and trying to get freshmen, hey, maybe do it this way. This is how our coaching staff likes to do it. So that's why these guys are captains. They've done a great job getting everybody involved in every situation that we have, and I think it's a great thing for these kids to be like that. They're gonna do really well in life.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They're already painting the fence, if you will, on that. That's really good. So do you get involved with the middle school at all to try to?
We do. I when we got into our new school, we decided that we wanted to get the middle schools together before they come up and play with each other. So what we did is we got the middle schools to play each other at the high school. We gave up our practice time to on a day where they play each other in their league to have the game at the high school. We do a rec night where the middle school, all the recreational players from each town can come and see the kids and meet the players and meet the team, and they have to sit through my spiel, and then they can talk to the players and ask them questions. It's been a great experience. It really has. And I think it's really helped our program in our communities.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Also, me and Brady Carpenter, another player on the varsity team, we're running the second annual Blue Raider Skills Camp this year.
Oh, nice.
Mason ran it last year. It's for our capstone project,
Okay.
but it's for kids grades 2 to 8,
Right.
and we're doing it over February break. So
Okay.
and it's coached by all the players. So it's just a chance for all the kids, like elementary from Berkeley and Somerset, to come to the school and like be coached by us.
Do you have a certain day on that? We can make a graphic and put that up.
It's February 19th and 20th.
19th, okay, 19th, 20th. And that's at the high school?
It is at the high school, yes.
Okay. And then if they want more information, where would they reach out for that, do you know?
Actually, they're school principals. We already sent the the flyer and the sign-up sheet. All their principals have the information, and they're being sent to the students.
And that's like, what'd you call that? What was it called again?
Second annual
Second annual, that's what it
Blue
was.
Runner Skills Camp.
Blue Skills, yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Highly successful. I think we had Mason signed up over 70 kids last year, and,
Yeah.
we're hoping to get a
Yeah,
little
we
bit more
actually
this year.
on the first day we got 23 kids. Like
Wow.
it was like
That's pretty
not
good.
even like 12 hours after we got sent out. So
That's pretty good.
It's-
That's because you guys are setting a great impression on these kids. And you're not like, you know what I mean? They can see. Parents can see that stuff. They're not blind.
Right.
And that's what they want for their kids. They want their kids to be in a safe, fun, doing something that they love to do, and they get to see you guys play ball, and that just hopefully will continue on. And then
Yeah.
you won't ever get out of your chair. Then you'll be able to made.
That's right. That's right. We'll be coming here every year. hopefully.
Yeah, right. That worked for us. That'll work. Fill up a slot. Absolutely.
Yeah, we've done some. These kids have done some great things. We do a lot of work at our food pantry in our town. Each level works one Saturday a month, helping clients go through a food pantry, pick out their food, and bring it to their cars for them. So I think that's a great example of how these kids have done great things for our communities. So
Awesome.
Now, has anyone scored? I know someone scored 1,000 points.
That young man there in the corner.
Can you just tell me, like, how's that feeling? I know that's a big accomplishment.
It felt really good, but like I couldn't have done it without obviously our coaches, but also like our teammates and my friends. And, it was funny going into the game. We're in the locker room, and Max is like, "You have to get it tonight. We have 3 away games in a row." And I got it with like a minute
pressure.
left in the game on some free throws.
Yeah.
But at the time, like I cared more about winning the game. We beat Bourne, who's a very good team, and it's a cool accomplishment and all, but it's like I care about the team's success more and having a winning record rather than my own personal accomplishments.
That's awesome. I love that. I almost swore for a second. I almost said a colorful metaphor. It got me off balance.
And that's been a big key to our success. Every kid, if you watch our games, every kid on the bench is jumping up and down. Whether it's the last 5 on the bench, whether it's the first 5, we're so together. The kids really like playing with each other, and it's been great to watch. It really has.
Now, do you besides the South Coast Conference, and you guys already been in the playoffs? So, is there any other team you're looking that you like look in the Globe or looking that you're like, oh, I'd love to take a shot at them in the playoffs? Is there another team? I mean, because you guys, no disrespect to anybody in your conference, but you guys have pretty much owned that conference here in 24-25. And you got to look, of course, you got to finish the last 3 games. It's the way it is. But by the beginning, mid-February, MIA is going to put you in a division, and in their glory, which I totally can't stand. I'll admit that freely. I don't like the way they do the brackets. I don't think it's right. But my point, and I'm going to try to stop rambling on. My point was, who are you looking forward to playing outside of your conference in the playoffs?
I think the obvious answer is Malden Catholic. The game we lost by 2 points last year.
Yeah.
It's still staying. So, me personally, and I think the other 3 we want, and the rest of the team actually, we want to see them this year again.
Right. Well, that's they're going on a run again too. I think this year.
Yeah, they're very good. They were like us. They have a lot of kids back, so it was a great game last year, and hopefully, if we play well, we can, hopefully meet them again.
You guys got to be a top 1, top 2 seed without a doubt. I cannot see the MIA screwing this up. But I shouldn't say that. I've seen them put teams with bigger male enrollment numbers, and they throw them down Division 3, Division 4, 3 and 4, and you just scratch your head. We usually do a bracket show, and we'll let people know, who won, who's, all that stuff. And just look at some of these brackets. I'm saying to myself, what the heck have you been smoking, dude?
Yeah.
This is before the dispensaries came out,
Right.
It's unbelievable. I'm like, it doesn't seem like, even like the power rankings. The power rankings are terrible. Like, how do you know that school you're playing is good? Because they won it last year. Now they're 8-8, but before they were 14. I could go on. That's another show for another time. I got to take my blood pressure medicine, too. All right, we'll be right back. If you want to call in when we get back, 508-222-1320. We have the distinct privilege. We have the South Coast Conference leading, soon to be the champions. Basically, they got it wrapped up at 14-1. The Blue Raiders from Somerset Berkeley. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
You do not have it right.
Yeah.
Hey, welcome back as we continue this. Couldn't think of the right word. As I'm in therapy right now with the Blue Raiders of boys basketball team as I'm dwelling on the stupid MIAA brackets. You want to call in 508-222-1320. You guys should definitely be a 1 or 2 seed. I cannot see that not happening. It just makes you shake your head. It's aggravating me thinking about how they do the math on that stuff. But anyway, please call in 508-222-1320, and I know you're ready, young lady.
So you guys obviously everyone has goals for the season. What was all your guys' specific goals for the season just to come up? Did you think you were going to be how you are right now?
I think like a big thing for us, just a main goal first. We have multiple. Mainly like winning the SEC is a big goal, and then outside of that, it's like we want to win the state championship. That's the ultimate goal for all of us, and we know that we have the talent and the capability to do that. Mm-hmm. And that is our goal. That's what we talk about all the time. And we're not like it's not a reach. We know that we can like seriously do that, and that I think that's our ultimate goal. But we understand the steps that we have to take in order to get there, and what we have to do. But that's the ultimate goal for us. I would say so.
Like obviously our goal, make as far as we can, just win just take each game one at a time, and can't get ahead of ourselves. We just focus on that one game at a time.
My personal goal going into the season was to come back and get healthy as quick as possible. Because beginning of the season, I trust these boys to win games, but I just hated watching.
Yeah.
I hate watching the games and not being able to play.
I bet.
But as a team goal, I mean, just like Max and Lily said, we want to win a state championship. Mm-hmm. We know we have the capabilities of doing so.
I personally wanted to go undefeated this year.
Yeah.
I mean, that's lost now, but I've changed my goal. I want to go undefeated in conference play, and then obviously go as far as we can in the playoffs and hopefully win a state championship.
Nice. What did you want to work? We'll start with you, Brian. What did you want to work on coming into the season, this senior year?
Like as a team, like at times, like we could go like on like runs, and like it still happened at the beginning of the season where at times like we'd like play down to teams a little bit, and then we start off flat, and that's a way closer game. And then we got to like fight back. So like I kind of wanted going into the season, like hopefully like we can avoid starting flat in these games and like falling for like the trap game sort of thing.
Right.
And it's gotten better. Like I think this year, like especially towards the second half of the season, like we've been less flat in games, and we're like starting off with more energy, which is good. And I think it's gonna help us.
We have a call. Let's see if they actually answer. Hi. You're second on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello.
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? Do you have a question for the guys?
Of course, yeah. So, I'm actually a student at the school myself.
Awesome.
Yeah. And I was just saying that I love to see, I love seeing stuff like this. I love seeing our team get attention and whatnot. Like they deserve all the good praise and all the hard work that they're putting in, coming to light. So, Oh, he's good. I just got a question for him.
Yeah, please.
So, excuse me.
Well, take your time.
No, it's all right. Just being in the presence of, Brendan McDonald being such a good player, I kind of get, a little nervous. But the question I have is, what was the most memorable game you guys played so far through the season, and which player do you guys think was the toughest to play against?
Oh, that's a great question. Thank you for the call.
Shout out Guap for calling in.
TP Guapo.
Listen to his new song "Attached" on SoundCloud.
Is he a player?
Former
player.
Well, that's cool. He still follows and believes in you guys. That's really cool.
What was the question? What do you say?
The
Most memorable
Most
memorable.
Yeah.
and toughest player you've played against.
Okay. Most memorable game this year for us, I think, probably would be Bourne right now. I think just them beating us last year and then being able to come out how we did this year. Brennan scoring 1,000 points was kind of like awesome. It was like a little cherry on top to that game. But beating them was like something huge for us because we knew that it was us and them in the conference this year, and being able to come out and play the way we did and beat them, that was pretty awesome. Toughest player we played against, probably Josh Stevenson.
Jaw was pretty good from Durfee, but Bourne also, they had two very good big men, and Nate Reynolds and Mikey Dankert. They were very good as well.
It's like even the kid on DR, Aiden Miranda. You got to give him a shout out. He's such a good player, but and it's just like sometimes like with the team. I don't want to sound like I'm crapping on DR or anything, but he's a great player. There's a lot.
Well,
of
they're a
good
young
players
team, aren't
Yeah.
they? They're a young team.
Yeah.
You guys seen it, and sometimes you just have that couple seniors, and they're trying to pull the weight, and it's tough when the other kids can't catch up to the speed of the game, and I think that has a lot to do with it, too. You got to be able to play at that high pace, because the game's fast at the varsity level.
Right.
And how do you try to adjust that? Actually, this is probably more of a question that she asked earlier. How do you adjust to get these kids, these younger kids, ready, Coach, that want to keep up with your seniors? I mean, they have a good morale system with these guys, 4 of them that are here right now.
Right. We do a lot of stuff in practice together. There's one drill that all levels love it. We play 5-on-5 full court. So we have 5 players on the outside. We have 5 players on the baseline. We throw the ball to one of the players, and they just play. And we have JV kids with the varsity kids. I think it makes them better. It makes them realize. Our big thing that we do on defense is communicate. If you have ever been to one of our games, it's amazing. You can hear every kid on our team playing defense, yelling. Our bench players are telling them where the opponents are on the court, letting them know, hey, you got a kid in the corner here. You got, and that's a drill that we do to make that it resonates with the whole program. We want them to talk on defense and communicate. And not only does that happen with basketball, it makes them communicate more outside basketball as well. So. I don't think it's something we do something at the varsity level. It's called question and answer day. I tell them how I grew up, where I grew up, and then I let them ask me questions, and I think that makes us closer. I think I tell them like how I got to where I am in my life right now. The good things, the bad things, and I try to show them, and then I think that makes it easier for them to come talk to me if there's any issues at all. So we try to be open with each other, and I think that goes a long way. I really do.
Right.
Now, kind of based off what you were saying, I usually ask every coach that comes in here, how would you describe your coaching style?
Well, we want to hold players accountable, but we want them to be able to play. We're trying to make it a positive experience. We have 35 kids in our program this year. We try to make it a positive experience for every player. It doesn't always work out, but that's what we strive for, to make it a positive situation for all of them.
Awesome. Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk.
Hey, how's it going?
Hello, how are you, young man?
Good, thank you. So for people who don't know who are listening, I'm watching on the screen. I'm Keegan. I do the public address announcement for the Somerset Berkeley side.
Yes, sir.
My question for the team is, hey, you guys have won 12 games in a row at home. You haven't lost a road game in almost 2 years. You're going for your first conference championship in 20 years. What makes this team different from past teams?
That's a great question.
That
So
is a great
what makes
question.
this team different from past teams?
Good question, Keegan.
It's a great question.
I think we just said one thing. One big part of it is the communication.
Without a doubt, yeah.
The way we played defense the last few years. Last year in the tournament, we didn't give up more than 50 points to any opponent, and that's, at the beginning of my career, we were trying to be an offensive team, and we've slowly switched to where we stress defense from day one now. But these players will tell you. I think it makes a big deal that they've been together so long. But you guys can speak more to that.
I think another thing for this year that's so different than every other year is that no matter how much playing time anybody's getting, we have like 0 kids that complain. Everybody's so accepting of their role. Like last year, considering we made it like as far as we did, we had a lot of like stuff going on with their season. We had some kids quit, and that was obviously unfortunate. But like this year, nobody complains. Like Coach said, like the kids on the end of the bench mid game will be yelling out stuff to us. Like you hear coaches and people say all the time, like 1 through 15, everybody's just equally as important. And like, yeah, okay, sometimes right there's that, but that is so true for our team. Like everybody on their team plays such a crucial role. Like the last guy off the bench is just as important as like one of the starters. You know what I mean? And they provide just as much, just with their personality, just being there. And shout out Zachary King for just being the team spirit all the time.
Also, I just wanted to shout out Kevin Dos Santos.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, him and Zach they bring the energy.
Oh, without a
to
doubt.
the bench. Yeah.
Yeah.
You can, if you see the games again on YouTube or wherever you watch them, there you can see them on the bench. They bring the energy.
That's awesome. So
Yeah, it's awesome.
So now that we started on that, this is what we're going to do. We're going to save this for our break. We'll do it when we come back. So when we come back from the last break, what we'll do is we'll have you guys bail us out, and you can just give shout-outs to all the guys on the roster and stuff like that. Coach, you can hit the coach and staff. We try to do it all the time, and then you guys won't worry about hearing any smack when you get back to school. So we'll get ready to take our last break. Flew by. You guys having fun?
I'm having a great time. I love this. This is awesome.
So now you can brag about, hey, I was on that sports show. We're the only ones that do it here in the South Shore.
Yeah, it's great.
And we love to do it. I mean, this is awesome to get you guys in. We just had, it's funny, like we were talking about before the show started, as I'm killing time before we go on our last break. We just saw how good you guys were doing. I'm like, I'm just going to reach out to school. Wait for them to tell me to, beat it, don't bother us. And then I was talking to your mom that one time with the email. That was funny. I'm like, I think I made her mad. But, we'll take this one more call. We'll take this one call. How you next on 4 Deep Sports Talk? Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
I just wanted to give a shout out to the team, on and off the court. They're amazing. Great group of kids. I definitely want to give it up to Coach Slater as well. He definitely deserves a shout out. I'm going to stay anonymous. I'm on the clock. I will give a hint though.
Okay.
Your court's all ready for the next home game. We'll see you guys soon.
Thank you for the call.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
That was awesome. With that, that'll take us.
They said they're anonymous. They're going to give a hint though.
Did he say anything? He said something, but he kept it kind of mild.
Yeah.
If you want to call back, when we come back from our last break, 508-222-1320. Hava Jets in studio with me. I'm Dominic Damiano. Luce Cabral will be back next weekend. We got the Blue Raiders boys basketball team crushing the South Coast Conference right now at 14-1. We'll be back with them and more right after this.
That's one of our
Hey, welcome back. You are listening and watching 4 Deep Sports Talk here on the news station. 1320 AM WARA and online, all one word, 4deepsportstalk.com. The 14-1 Blue Raiders boys basketball team. They're in studio right now. You want to call in at 508-222-1320. I say that, and then again, I want them to tell me who's on the roster. So if you can give them a chance to finish after they educate us on the rest of this roster, that'd be good. But let's start. Whoever wants, let's give some shout-out to those guys in this roster.
Yeah, you can go first because I don't want to say too many people.
Shout out to Clark, Colton Pacheco.
Oh, yeah.
You know, very shifty guard, can score a lot of points, and very good guard.
Yeah. I want to give a shout out to Dom Taylor. The way he stepped up his game this year it's ridiculous. He's I think it's safe to say he's our go-to guy on defense, and obviously he's one of our go-to guys on offense. He's like everything he does for us it's unbelievable. His just whole offensive game. He's such a great player. He's an even better kid, and love Dom. Great guy.
I just wanted to give a big shout out to Caden Rayum, who's a swing guy for us, but he's a great personality, great shooter, and if we need a 3, we know who we're calling.
I'd like to give a shout out to Brady Carpenter, also known as Tuna. He's my dribbling partner at practice. Tuna? Tuna. He's a sharpshooter when he gets in that game.
Okay. Is that everybody?
We got a couple more.
Yeah. Carl, can you hold on 1 second? They're finishing up.
I'll try to go quickly. We'll get shout out Kellen Linglis and Jacob Loro. Big shooters. They stepped up so big for us at the start of the season. Just playing like a bigger position with Finn being out. Great shooters, just great all around players, and yeah, big shout outs to them. So.
Shout out Max Hansen. Very honest person.
Brutally honest.
I'll let you know if you're doing something right or wrong. He won't lie and tell you some fake things. So shout out to him especially.
Hansen, the realest one out there.
He might be on the phone right now.
Oh yeah,
maybe.
Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello? And they hung up. Sorry about that. Please call back 508-222-1320. And Coach, if you don't mind just finishing up with your staff and.
I think our staff is one of the best in the state. We have Ray McDonald, who's Brendan's dad, is our freshman coach. His grandfather was a legend at the school. Our track is named after his grandfather.
Awesome.
Ray played at the school during his time. We have Chris Mendes, who played at Merrimack, and Chris's dad was the coach that took me on. He was the head coach. So Chris has done a great job for us. And then Andy Lawrence, who was our volunteer this year, was our JV coach for the first 15 years of my career. Great friend, great guy. He does everything for us. He's our media guy. He's does our X for us. And he just does everything that we need him to do. Anything that happens in school, he keeps me abreast of. And, I'm not in the school, so that's big. I'd also like to shout out to our administration. Last year when we made our run, there's so many people reached out. It was great. We had 3,500 people in 3 games at our school in the playoffs. Just a great feeling, and I would like to shout out to my own family, my wife and my kids who just follow us and still come to the games now. So it's been a great run.
That's awesome. Oh, we had the call. They hung up again. Please call back. I'm sorry. We were letting the coach finish up. 508-222-1320. Yikes, that's twice in a row. I saw the caller ID. I don't want to say the person's name. It ain't fair. But, please call back, 508-222-1320. So, again, what we'll do is we're going to edit this show for TV, and I'll shoot you out to the YouTube page, and we give it to the guys, and maybe we get some followers on YouTube or something,
Yeah, that would be great. That would be great. Any publicity we get is great.
And then you'll probably see us, me and a couple of reporters, might be wearing our 4 Deep Sports Talk stuff and catching out some of your games, because we got to come up with a 2024-25 Coach of the Year and Player of the Year. So that's coming up. We're going to announce the final 4. Again, we could just cover the South Shore, so that'll be a lot of fun. See who wins that, and that's going to be February 26th. Location to be determined, but it's definitely going down. And that's it. So what do you got, kid? Oh, now we got the call. There we go. Yes, sir. Let me see. They're going to stay on. Hi, sorry about that. Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello?
Hello.
Yes.
Zachary King.
Hey, Zach.
I'm a player for the Blue Raiders, actually.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I just have a quick comment and then a question to ask the coach and the players.
Sure.
So my quick comment is, I just want to say, I think Coach Slater, he's been very humble in this interview. I mean, I could go on and on about how good of a coach he is. He's really awesome. I didn't get to be under his coaching until just this year. I was on JV the past 2 years. But this year has been awesome with him. I mean, not only the stuff like he does on the court, but even off the court with the community and stuff. And he's just a great coach. Like, he makes, like, everybody feel involved as well. He's always hyping everybody up at practice. He's really, truly an awesome coach.
Awesome. What's your question?
And my question is, this is for the coach in the 4 players. So I have my answer. Hypothetically, if we were down by 2 points in a game and we really needed a 3, who would you guys sub in for that 3?
There you go. Well, thank you for the call.
I think I know the answer that these guys would give. Yeah, that's a difficult question. And that goes on how the game goes. And
we actually have another caller. So we'll get hold on that one. Hi, you're next. You still there? Hello? Nope, they hung up.
No.
All right, so let's go back to that. 2 minutes left in the game. Are you gonna Zach? Are you gonna? I don't want. Is King going in to shoot the 3? Is that what he's getting at? No.
No, I think he'd be a player that we'd put in if we needed to stop somebody from.
Oh, there we go.
Stop
Now we
somebody
can
from
have
the 3.
This might be the guy taking a shot. Hi, you're next on 4 Deep Sports Talk. Hello? No, they're getting a little bit of wet feet or whatever you call it, cold feet. All right, so that's it. We'll drop that call. What happened there? Please call in. So we're actually running out of time. We only got like 5 minutes left before we call it. But let's get to that question. Let's get that question out of the way.
I mean, everything goes on how the game goes. This is one thing that the kids know. We're going to put them in the best position to win, and hot hand or whoever the most consistent that's been that night. We're going to try to get them the ball.
Right.
Brendan scored. Brendan's really unselfish. He scored a lot of points his sophomore year, and he really changed his game last year to fit the way we play now. We're so unselfish. We have 5 kids that average double figures, which I don't think there's too many high school teams around that can say that.
Right.
And I think we've all done a good job of getting everybody involved. Everybody knows, last game, Finn had 26 points because we knew we could get the ball inside and score. There was a couple of games earlier that Dom Taylor we just knew Dom was on fire, and the kids got the ball to Dom. Max has had a couple of games where he's just phenomenal. And, it goes a long way that our captains do that. Alex goes in. I said in the paper the other day, I'd take 10 Alex Crooks every year because he plays the game right, and he's just all over the court and does a great job.
That's awesome. Yeah. I hope we answered the question right for Mr. King.
Well, I think we got the answer that he wants to hear.
What do you got?
If we need a quick 3, down by 2, however little time left, we're calling one man and one man only. Caden Rayoum.
Caden Rayoum. That's his name.
Fan favorite.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah.
I love your camaraderie. I love it. It's awesome. It's so much fun. You can feel the energy in the room. Oh, you guys have been great. Thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, you'll most likely see us in the crowd somewhere watching your remaining games. I want to make sure I get this out. We're gonna have a graphic on this as well. So the remaining games for these 4-1 Blue Raiders, they're at Old Rochester February 4th. They'll tip off at 6:30. Then they host Fairhaven on the 7th. Tip off 6:30. Coach just informed me the 14th. They're going to play Bourne. Is that home or away?
It's home.
Okay. They'll tip off at 6:30, and then they basically finish up the season again at home. They'll host the Clippers of Falmouth
in a tournament.
Now, so you have a chance of playing more than one game.
We do play. Yeah. Every team in our tournament plays 2. So it involves us, Falmouth, King Philip, and Hanover. So
Yep.
the winners play each other for the championship, and losers play in the consolation game.
So just to educate me, so do you guys also do those Christmas tournaments they have sometimes?
We did one this year at Durfee. That was the game we lost.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not a Christmas tournament. It's called the Skip Karam after a great coach at
Oh, yeah,
Durfee High
Skip.
School.
Yep.
He won 659 games as a high school coach. So
Wow.
they honor him with a basketball tournament, which they should.
Yeah, that's pretty fun. Then you get to see other teams out of your conference that are not on your schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, we're getting ready to finish up. We want to thank everybody who called in, especially Mr. King with that aggressive question that we were able to answer at a short
Trying to get some
notice.
extra playing time by building me up there.
Oh, that's funny. That's too funny. But yeah, again, guys, best of luck. I know I can speak for the radio station. They wish you guys the best. Haver and I representing 4 Deep Sports Talk. Lucy Cabral wasn't here. She would ask you all the motherly questions, but they would. I'm kidding. But I know she's on assignment. Actually, so I like I told you guys, we have you ranked 13th out of all those other schools to put you in the mix because you guys deserve it. And that's based out of all 5 divisions. You figure you guys are what, Division 3?
We're Division 2.
Division 2?
Yeah.
Now, what's the, well, I was going to ask you the mail room, but we're about to sign off here in about a minute. But is there anything else we need to get out within this minute that comes to mind that we should get out about the team?
No, we just really want to thank you for the opportunity. And we hope this keeps building and our program keeps on being this successful. And I think with leaders like these guys teaching our new leaders, that'll happen.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get you guys in there. We'll show off the state championship trophy right dead center.
Yeah, we'll bring it right down here.
It'll be blocking the view from this camera to see you guys.
Yeah.
All right. For a Haver Judd, I'm Dominic Damiano. Again, Luce Cabral will be in next weekend, and we'll get it on Facebook. Who we have? I think we have Braintree. The boys are coming on. We will catch you next time. Everyone have a fantastic weekend. It looks like the snow's finally melting. We will catch you next time. Take care.